Yo, YouTube! What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all for coming and checking out today's video. Now, for today, I have a very special video for you guys, especially if you are a beginner to Warzone. Today, I'm going to give you guys tips and tricks on how you can become a better player immediately, especially when you're first starting off at Warzone. Now, of course, if you guys know, I'm relatively new to Warzone, but these tips and tricks that I'm about to give you guys, I have used and I have learned myself as I've been playing Warzone, and it's really helped me accelerate my gameplay and help me become a better player. And you can see that in my streams. I literally went from having 0 kill games to having double kill games in less than a week. So I'm going to save you guys the time and energy, and I'm going to give you guys the tips and tricks that I have used for myself. That way you can be a better player immediately off your first Warzone game. And I know for certain that these tips and tricks that I'm about to give you guys are going to help you guys become great Warzone players within your first week of playing Warzone. But before we get started on the tips, make sure you guys leave one like on the video. Let's try to get this video to at least 100 likes within the first 24 hours. And make sure if you guys want to see more content like this, that you guys hit that subscribe button and you tap that notification bell right next to it. We have been growing this channel at an alarming rate, but I still want to grow as much as I can. My goal for 2021 is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. So whoever subscribes to the channel, your one subscription will really help and I will really appreciate it. Now that we got all that extra stuff out the way, let's hop right into these tips. Now, the first tip that I have for you guys is to create yourself a custom loadout before you hop into any Warzone games. And to create yourself a custom loadout, you want to go to the weapons section in the Call of Duty Warzone main screen, and you want to click Add Loadout. Now, once you click Add Loadout, they're going to give you 10 loadout classes that you're able to customize however you want. So pick your favorite weapon, whether that's in multiplayer or your favorite weapon that you have seen other people use, and edit it how you want. Now, you usually don't have attachments when you first pick out a weapon, but if you have been playing multiplayer, you will have attachments for some weapons. You can also rank up your weapon by just playing zombies or just by playing Warzone and getting kills. Regardless of that, the main purpose of this first tip is before you start off with any Warzone game, you want to make sure you have all the custom loadouts for any situation that you might run into while playing Warzone. You want to make sure that you have the correct primary weapon that you feel the most comfortable with. You want to make sure you have a good secondary weapon that once again you feel the most comfortable with. You want to have the correct perks, that way you can be effective on the battlefield no matter what situation comes up. And my tip for perks is to have different perks for each class setup, and you want to have the right lethal grenade and the right tactical grenade that you feel the most comfortable with. Now, this is the most important step because you want to make sure that you have a custom loadout before you play any Warzone game, because loadouts randomly drop throughout the Warzone game, but you can also rack up the cash by looting and getting your own custom loadout from the buy station. This right here is definitely one of the most important tips, especially for you beginners. The next small tip that I have for you guys is to find, add, and share armor plates. Now, what do I mean by find armor plates? Now, of course, you guys know that throughout Warzone, you can loot multiple buildings throughout the Warzone map. And throughout the map will be spread out multiple armor plates that you can find and pick up. As soon as you find those armor plates, you want to immediately put them on, and you want to make sure that your armor plates are completely full, no matter if you're in a gunfight or if you just got out of a gunfight. And you want to make sure if you have teammates that they have armor plates too and that they're stacked up too. Now, like I said, you can find armor plates by looting the map, but you can also buy armor plates for the buy station, and they're literally only $1,500. So just make sure at all times that you guys have armor plates, and make sure that your teammates have armor plates, and make sure that you have those armor plates on. This next tip that I'm about to give you guys is very, very important, so make sure you listen to this tip, especially if you're running duos, trios, or quad. You want to stick close to your teammates, but not too close to your teammates. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? And let's say that you and your teammates are going to go pick up a scavenger on the map, right? You want to make sure that you follow your teammates to that scavenger, but that you guys aren't sitting right on top of each other like in a linear line or something like that. Because let's just say hypothetically one of your teammates gets hit by a sniper or one of your teammates gets down for any reason. If one of your teammates gets down and you guys are right on top of each other, they're going to see your teammate and the rest of you guys as well. So it's going to really be easy to spot you guys. It's really going to be easy to down and kill all of you guys. So the simple solution to that is to stay close, but to not stay right on top of each other. That way, in case one of you guys gets down, the other team is scrambling to find his teammates. And it makes it easier for you guys because all of you guys won't be spotted at the same time. So make sure that you guys follow this tip, especially if you're playing duos, trios, or quads. The last tip that I gave you guys immediately follows with the next tip. And if you're playing with squads, my tip for you guys is to ping. Now, what do I mean by ping? Well, if you're on console and you pull up your mini map, you can actually ping certain areas on the map that you want your squad to go to. This makes it really easier for your squad because if you guys are separated, instead of just calling out where you're going, you can ping on the map exactly where you're going. That way your teammates can meet you at that certain location. Now, pinging also works because if you spot an enemy, if you press up on the D-pad, if you're on console, you're able to ping that enemy. That way your teammates know exactly where they're at. Or if you see an enemy and you're not able to ping them, you can ping the building, car, or location that the enemy is at. This really makes it easier, especially when you're running in squads, because there's not a lot of talking over the mic because there's already a lot of things going on in Warzone as it is. So make sure you use this ping option reasonably and make sure you ping areas of the map that you want your teammates to go to or areas of the map that you see enemies, because it makes it easier for the squad overall. Coming back with more squad tips, the next squad tip that I have for you guys is to split the cash considerably. Now, what do I mean by this? There are a bunch of kill streaks and a bunch of things that you can buy throughout Warzone to help you and your squad come out to victory at the buy station. So let's say that you have $10,000 worth of cash, right? And let's say that your teammates need plates, but they don't have the cash to do it. You want to make sure that you spot your teammate that cash for those plates. That way they can have plates on when you guys get into gunfights. And you also want to make sure that you guys buy kill streaks that helps your squad win more games. The most important kill streaks that I have seen so far for playing Warzone is the UAV, the advanced UAV, armored plates, loadout, and cluster strikes. So you want to make sure that you really focus on these things, especially at the buy station. You want to split them up. If you have a UAV, make sure your teammate doesn't buy a UAV. Make sure he buys something else that helps the team, like a loadout drop or a cluster strike. You want to be smart with the cash, and you want to be smart how you buy things within the squad, because not having a certain kill streak, not having plates on a certain teammate, or not having a cluster strike can be the ultimate decision on where you place in a Warzone game. So you want to make sure, like I said in the beginning, that you spread out the cash reasonably, and you want to make sure that you and your teammates have the correct kill streaks and the correct things on your players so that you can win more games. Another tip that I have for you guys is to beware of vehicles and helicopters on a map. If you get hit by a helicopter or you get hit by a vehicle, and I'm talking about enemy vehicles or helicopters, you're gonna die instantly. Now, if they also have a squad mate in the enemy vehicle or a squad mate in the enemy helicopter, they can also shoot at you on the ground or if you guys are in buildings. So just make sure, like I said earlier, if you guys see enemy vehicles or if you guys see enemy helicopter, that you guys ping them. Let your teammates know exactly where they're at. That way you guys can be aware of them and you guys can know where they're at on the map in reference to where you guys are at. Now, this is one of the tips that I have learned, especially from playing Warzone. When you're first starting off Warzone, when you're dropping out of the plane that first starts you off in the map, you want to drop in locations that aren't as crowded. Now, the locations that are crowded, if you're not an experienced player, it's going to be hard for you to get on the ground first to get that gun to win the first initial gunfight. So you're going to die a lot, or at least that's what happened to me. So the best solution that I have for you guys is to land on the outskirts of the map and try to work your way on the inside from there. This will get you more accustomed to the map and it'll get you more prepared to loot. That way you can pick up weapons and you can pick up plates. That way you're able to handle gunfights more effectively. Now, the last tip that I have for you guys in today's video, I just want to tell you guys that when you die, death is not defeat. Whenever you die in Battle Royale in Warzone, you have a chance to fight your way back in the gulag. gulag. So just make sure that your controls are the way that you want them, and make sure that you guys are comfortable with multiple weapons throughout in the game. That way you're able to win gulags. And on the other side, if you guys have a teammate that you know is still learning Warzone, or that you know is not as experienced as you, make sure you keep the cash on the side. That way if he dies and he doesn't win gulag, that you're able to spawn him back. If you guys didn't know, at the buy station for $4,000, when your teammate dies and they don't win gulag, you can actually spawn them back into the map. So instead of not having the cash when it's happened, that way you have to worry about looting, you have to worry about other things in the game, you immediately have the cash, so that then when that happens, you can immediately bring your teammate back. That way he can at least spawn and get back to where you guys were going. This is the most important tip that I can have for you guys, because winning a Warzone game, it ultimately comes down to luck in most cases. So you want to make sure that most of your squad is there, especially when the circle starts to close more and more. And those are all the tips that I have for all you Warzone beginners out there. Now, like I said, I am really kind of new to Warzone myself, but these tips that I have given you guys, they have definitely helped me become a better Warzone player, and they have helped me reach double kill games and even win some of the Warzone games that I'm in. So make sure that you guys follow these tips. Make sure you guys go back and re-listen to the tips as you have to. That way they're incorporated into your mind. That way you can be ready when you hop into your first couple Warzone games. And make sure you guys share this video with any other beginners that are thinking about playing Warzone, or anybody that has talked to you guys about starting off playing Warzone. And if you guys want to see more tips and tricks that I have for Warzone, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section, and let me know some of the tips and tricks that you have for other people, and I'll make sure I pin and like some of those comments. Besides all that, that's it for today's video. Like I said in the beginning of the video, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. Let's try to get this video to at least 100 likes within the first 24 hours, and make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Warzone content and you want to see more gaming content on my channel in general. Besides all that, it's your boy Paulie Clips, and I'm out, man. Y'all boys be smooth. Peace.